Good morning. Let's just turn that off. Good morning, Dawn. Hello, welcome. It's the 31st of October, Halloween. I'm feeling a bit skew-whiffed. I think it's the camera. Is that worse? So let's fluff around with this. Oh, I don't know. There we go. Hope everybody is well. We came back, we had a week away in Catalonia, which was lovely, over half term, and I had, I'll just give you a rundown. Had a lovely week away, so really refreshed from that. Had holiday mode on. I was going to end everything that was Buy It Now and just leave. I put on 300 auctions for while we were away for the 7 days. I thought, because then when there can be no paying for stuff and then going, where's my stuff? And then I thought, I want to downgrade my shop, so I kind of want to use all of my listings to the max. So I thought I will put holiday mode on, and it was fine because nobody chased and I had hardly any sales anyway. I don't know if it was holiday mode that killed sales. I did take it off a day or so before we were due to fly, so that because I'll be back in time to post. I mean, holiday mode does kill your sales. However, I don't think it's just that. I think, I know we're not officially in a recession, but we're in a recession. We definitely are. And it's not just that also. I think I'm just launching straight into this. I think it's also that, so title is eBay sales are dire. I think obviously also people are strapped for cash, but given it was payday weekend, I thought there's going to be a pickup, there'll be some sales. And from what I can gather, I did put a woe is me post on Insta, and a lot of people contacted me saying, the sales are non-existent, so bad. Can't remember when it was last like this. Can't remember ever it being like this. And this is Q4. It's Q4. This is what we all look forward to. And if sales are bad now, I don't know. Winter is coming. Right, let's say a few hellos. Welcome, everybody. Where are we? Good morning, Leanne. Good morning. Oh, no, I'm not right at the top here, am I? Morning, Tom Bell. Morning, Funky Neil. Morning, Catherine. Morning, Crispy. Morning, Deb. Morning, Pete. No, I've had a shocking weekend. 3 no-sale days since last Wednesday. Funny you should say that. Yeah, I had 3 no sales days this week as well. I mean, that was holiday mode, but I don't think it's just because of holiday mode. Morning again, Karen. Good morning, my beautiful Shelly Welly Belly. Good morning, Ashley. Right, are we near the bottom? Morning, sir. Enjoy your break. My payday was today, not last week. Oh, well, there's hope then. Hopefully some sales will just flood in today for us. Let me know how your sales have been, if you haven't already. So, last week. So generally, I'm aiming for £100 turnover a day. So the last 7 days in total, the total turnover, so that includes fees and postage and cost of goods, £187.75. So hideous, basically. 3 no sale days. And I also thought, given that I'd taken holiday mode off, a couple of days before we were back, because it was the weekend, that the weekend might make up for it. No, I'll give you the exact how many things I actually sold, and then I'll show you what's going out. Coupled with this, I had 4 returns during that week, I believe, which this is the other thing. Like, I rarely get returns on jewelry, to be honest, rarely. But at the moment, so many returns, and I think it's a bit of buyer's remorse. Often they say things like, didn't fit. Somebody did put a lovely note in with a ring they returned saying, haven't measured my fingers for quite a long time, and clearly you put weight on your hand, on your fingers, and people don't realize, and they buy the same size they knew they were once, like 10 years ago, and the ring doesn't fit. But also, for sure, from what I'm hearing from other people, a lot of returns. Who was it? Somebody sold a lampshade, so they've never had a lampshade returned, and a lampshade was returned because I think people are like, I can't, money's tight, and they can't, they're more concerned to get the money back than like maybe leave it like they might have done before because they can be asked. They can be asked because they need the money back. Slurp my tray. Cat myself are terrible too. It's, yeah, I mean, I do like I would just start to say, I mean, I think it is, money is tight, but I also think that obviously this year, I think we've really got other platforms competing with eBay. Vinted, I think, is massive. And I do know that, and I've done it actually, I've had money building up in the Vinted pot from sales, and I've used it to buy more stuff from Vinted because it doesn't feel like you're parting with real money because you had it in your little pot. And I think that's quite a common thing from what I'm hearing. So I think, yeah, I think Vinted is a real, the only problem obviously with Vinted as a reseller is it's for personal sales. So however, there's enough, it's so easy to use, there's enough people selling their personal stuff on there for it to compete with eBay, and resellers selling, you know, under the radar on there to be a real competition to eBay. But what we really need is a real player to compete with eBay in the kind of Vinted way where it's simple, where they look after sellers a little bit more, because as we all know, eBay's freaking dreadful for not really covering sellers, I would say. I think we've all had bad experiences with eBay not supporting us. And plus, obviously, the fees are pretty horrendous, I'd say now. Whenever their money is falling, they try to find another way of charging sellers a fee. There must be a couple a year, I feel like they're introducing, oh, well, what could we do this year? You know, ridiculous. Right, that's a bit of a rant off of my chest. Rachel, sorry to hear your sales are down. My weekend of sales were brilliant. That's fantastic. How was your week before that? Because that's the other thing I found, like you can have a really good bit and then it's like you've had your bit in the spotlight and then you're dropped, which makes sense because there's so many sellers on eBay. I feel like, I think we all experience that roller coaster where they can't have you all, and they can't have eyes on your stuff all the time. So you are on a bit of a roundabout of, right, it's your turn and you're down because they can't show everybody's listings all the time. And that's another thing. If you're in a very competitive area, you know, like clothes, jewelry, unless it's something where there's hardly any of that particular brand or something on eBay, then that's another thing that is really, really hard in that market. So, I mean, I'm looking at silver rings, and you've also got people, and I bought some to try out. Oh yeah, here we go. There's one. Looks like a really fab ring, but it's actually, I mean, it was dirt cheap as well. And I bought a few to like, right, I'm going to try this out because they're very cheap. They took, God, about 5 weeks to arrive, came from India, I think. And then I wanted to look at them, and the difference is from that angle, it looks like a really decent ring. Like obviously they've like, what do people want? They want to see a nice thick bit of silver. But when you look at the actual band, it's very thin and it's sort of soldered on in a very sort of cheap way. I mean, it was cheap. And I suspect that's likely to come off when you're wearing it. But people that don't know silver rings, don't know what good quality to look for, they don't know that that's probably going to break on them. And it will probably be after like returns window. And that's what, if you've got something that looks on the face of it like that, but much better quality and thicker, That's what you're competing with. And similar with, well, everything where there's I think there's still, you know, the markets where eBay have said, oh no, we won't allow these cheap markets to sell these like really cheap things and fakes and all of that stuff. And they allow a shit ton of it, to be honest. They do. Right, where was I? Sorry. Funky Nail, Royal Mail strikes off the next 2 weeks. Yes, I popped that on my Insta as well. I'm not sure what's going on. There's some kind of Royal Mail have got some legal loop or something that these strikes are on hold for 2 weeks. So hopefully, I mean, I'm supporting the Royal Mail workers though, but from a like our post getting through point of view, I hope that that allows some time to clear the backlogs as well, because I've said before, it feels like all the strikes have been on, like when they come back to work, they process the new stuff coming in and the backlogs left for a bit, because I've been finding some of my stuff that normally I can post something and it gets there the next day, and yet something I posted 2.5 weeks ago still hasn't arrived. So it's taking ages to trickle through. And I know eBay say they will protect us. However, I have got defects which I've asked to be removed. They're not automatically removed like they say they will be. They're not. I had one item not received where I was in contact with the lady every single day. I said, please, you know, be patient. It's signed for, it's not come back to me. I'm sure it's on its way. She opened 6 items not received. Of course, that's all gone in my metrics. And then the first one she did it on, I contacted eBay and said, can we have some more time on this because of the strikes? And then I got a message saying that she'd contacted them. And I don't know if that was mixed up with actually it was me, and they'd closed in her favour, and it all turned up the next day. Sorry, I can't stop moaning this morning. Happy Halloween, Dawn. Maybe half term falling before payday might have had something to do with it as well. That's possible, actually. Yeah, people have been out and about with the kids, spending money there as well. Nice Kath Kidston mug, yes, thank you. Karen, I would so seriously go through every price of what's selling for now. Some people are just so bloody thick and selling at a loss. I've seen that as well, Karen. I don't understand it, how with the fees. I think also some people maybe aren't looking at their, when they're selling it so cheap, you're like, you must be making a loss on that. People aren't looking at all of their transactions and not realizing, do you realize you're selling something for £1.50 and there's a transaction fee on everything for 30 pence. Do you realise your postage? Do you realise they're going to charge you a final value fee on your postage that you charge? Do you realise if that's gone abroad, you're going to pay another fee on that? Do you realise what your final value fee is? Like on jewelry, it's 12.9%, I think. Are you promoting it? I mean, yeah, I think people don't even realise what they're doing. Chris, mine were pretty dire. That's unusual for you, isn't it? Luckily, had a couple of sales last night that sort of rescued the weekend. That's good. Yeah, because you're more of a lot of your stuff is slightly more unique, I'd say. Is that right? And I don't know about with your gaming stuff, but I guess that goes quickly anyway. Oh, Rachel, last week was good too. That's great. The week before wasn't so good though. Yeah. Town Bell, whole last week was down, and then a good day yesterday. I think that's they just can't show everybody's listings all the time. I feel that's why we have that. Karen dropped my shop level from tomorrow less fees. Same. I've dropped from the middle tier to the basic shop because I can't justify £85 a month for the sales I'm getting. And a lot of the sales I showed week before last were really small. I've been looking over my sales like, well, so what have I been selling? So many little sales that it's really not worth it. I'm just going to bundle them up. Lots of little sales, and then some things, you know, like the baby lotion. I've had a few of those. You know, there's hardly any on there. So so they, things like that. So where there's hardly any competition, stuff like that sells. And going forward, I'm going to really be spend more time sourcing for the stuff that has a chance of selling. Really, I don't know. That's going to be my plan for the next year. Chris, a sale on some lampshades. Well done, Chris, the new lamp man. Neil, I'm a pissed off with eBay for pop-up recommending eBay Patlink delivery over Royal Mail during strike period. Fucking scabs. Yeah, they are. Every time you try and you go to post, or not even, they've sent messages out as well, haven't they, saying to use other providers. If anybody's interested, you probably already know this, but I decided you do get slightly more if you've got tracking on your things. So for lots of my small jewelry, obviously it's just a large letter, so I send it signed for large letter, but that's not proper tracking. It's only shows as delivered when they try to deliver, and so that didn't help me with all those items not received. So I was, that's right, I had one other sale I'm not going to show you. It was some curtains, but I wanted to get them on the doorstep. Just to Laura Ashley, I had a load of them. It didn't owe me anything. They literally went for a tenner because they were short on the auctions, but they went in a small parcel. And so I went to the Royal Mail website instead of through eBay, because there's more choice there, and they're doing a really good deal on tracked services. So it was like tracked 48, and it was because it was under 2 kilos. So I think it was only £3 something. It was really good. So I'm like, total faff, but I'm going to go for the tracked services through Royal Mail, go into the website, but then have to obviously come back, put the tracking on my item and mark as dispatched. Because the other thing is with everybody recommending Evri is, you know what they're like, they're going to get swamped. And for me, because years ago I gave up trying to claim for lost parcels, because from Royal Mail I would just get stamps, and Evri just seemed impossible to claim. So for me, I just want to make sure it gets there and I can prove it. Actually, my sales are non-existent unless I end and reslit. Yeah. Everything, and even then it's one sale for every 50 readers. See, that was the thing I was doing as well, because I only had 800 listings and I could do 1,500. So I was on the lead up to my holiday, I was ending so much stuff and selling similar, and I'd get a couple of sales from it, but all trying to get, and I'm promoting too, but all trying to get some eyes on your listings. People can't see it, they can't buy it. Karen's sending all now with every £2.10 large letter up to 100 grams. So with that you will get the tracking. Can't claim with any of them. Yeah, it's a gamble really at the moment, it feels like. If it was less of a gamble with Royal Mail, the only thing is delays. It's more that if you don't send it tracked, you won't get much support for eBay. Chris, the Royal Mail website last night wasn't accepting payments when I tried. Luckily managed to get Royal Mail working via eBay. Oh. I don't know why eBay doesn't offer all the services Royal Mail offer, because that would be helpful as well. Ashley, if go through all, I went from 3,000 to 650 items, as most have been tanked. Oh yeah, checking the sold prices. That's the other thing. When the stuff that I was selling, a couple of years ago for reasonable money, I was quite happy buying and selling at those prices, and I would never sell some of my items at those prices now, and there's no point in letting it sit there because they will never sell. It's pointless. So it's pretty awful. I mean, sometimes I think, and in fact, I'm going to be bundling up a lot of my stuff that's been listed for 1.5 to 2 years. I'm going to, rings and stuff, brooches, I'm going to be bundling them up. I've already started. I've got a few bundles on. One bundle sold of, I think it was brooches. I'm going to do 25 brooches for £40, something like that. Which at the time when I listed them, I thought were worthwhile putting on individually, and they were, but yeah, not anymore. So, I mean, the way I see it with that older stuff is obviously I'm in profit. In a way, you know, I made the profit from the other stuff, just recoup as much as I can, really, or, you know, get as much as I can for what's left. What will hurt more is decent jewelry that I've picked up more recently, and I've got quite a lot of decent stuff, and it's hard to accept a much lower offer and like for all that work. But, you know, I think it needs to be done, and I need to change what I'm sourcing. It's got to be less competitive areas, more exclusive, more unique, not totally unique, but you know what I mean. Neil, Royal Mail click and drop ties in quite nicely through eBay if you do want track services. Oh, I rarely use it though. I find eBay Royal Mail post excellent and less clunky than click and drop. It's been fine with I've been sending everything second class signed for. It's just the with the delays, you haven't got the tracking, for me, the tracking bit. So that's why I'm going to do the faff, I think, because it just can't be. Yeah, eBay's doing me in enough without people going, where's my item? Even they go, there's a strike, so on, you know, please bear with. Also, eBay wasn't allowing anyone to buy any Royal Mail parcel services. So oh, yeah, I heard that from Emma on Insta last night. Yeah, because I said, I'll go through to the site because that was working fine. And also you can get that track service for the same price, basically. Oh, Karen, I do 10 brooches. Is that for 20 and they sell well? And that's what I'll do then. I'll have a look at yours and coffee. That was last night. It's okay now on the Royal Mail website. Lovely. Neil, I did make inquiries about a Royal Mail business account earlier this year, but the ease of use for standard second class on eBay. Yeah, that's what I think. The ease of use outweighs the minor cost savings of a business account. Yeah, I love that the you know, the reference number goes straight in. Yeah, and I will pay for ease, to be honest. It's only because I'm a bit tired of the item not received that I feel like, and then to be honest, I haven't got that many to go out to bother with the faff of going on another site. Oh, I copied the title from you. That's funny. Yeah. Well, that's what we need to do, isn't it? If you find a salt, it's so similar. That's what I do. Right. So, thank you, 39 people, for tuning in this morning. Oh yeah, I'll give you a roundup. So of the week while I was away, I had 800 odd listings. I put 300 to auction, 7-day auction. And I left, about 500 on Buy It Now with extended shipping and put holiday mode on. So everybody would also, they get, the message when they buy and blah, blah, blah. And out of that, so that's about 800 listings. Immediately, because I've set them going from like Friday lunchtime, I had 2 people send me offers. And I said, okay, I'm about to go away, so I'll accept your offer. I'm happy to accept your offer, but I'm going to change the listing. So it's Buy It Now because I need immediate payment so I can get it in the post to you before I go. And so 2 people did that. Of the 298 auctions left, 5 items sold. 2 of those items haven't been paid for. And 6 items sold on Buy It Now, which is very telling for me. I hate auctions because they just, the sell-through rate's just dire. And then this weekend, when I was hoping things might pick up a bit, I had 1 sale on Saturday and 2 yesterday. Right, so I'll show you what's going out. Let's get the prices up. Have a great day, everyone, from Ashley. Happy Halloween. Bye, Ashley. Thank you. And you. Karen's done working for the day. Good. Enjoy. Get out with the doggos. Bills and Moon, the queue at my post office makes a business account valuable in time saving us, can just drop and go. Yeah, so I don't do the post office. Like mine are all jewelry in the letterbox or doorstep. And at the moment, of course, it's free pickup, which is brilliant. I do go to the parcel shop with the odd vintage sale though. So hi, Anthony Walt. Neil, I'm sure you know, but it's ticket day this Thursday and Sunday. It's what, eh? It's Thursday ticket day. What am I? Oh, am I being daft? Explain that for me. Oh, Glass Day. Oh, it's Thursday coach, Sunday. Yeah, we've got our we've exchanged details with our friends, so we will all be on that. All of our registration. Yeah, so yeah, Tom's on that. Well, we all will be on the Thursday and the Sunday. But yeah, we're going to try for, given we're at Carlos now, we're going to try for the coach first. Yes. Oh, right. Okay. So this is, I think, the one of the two from yesterday. Used to get good money for these. Used to sell loads of these Liberty ties. But no, that went for £8 plus ship. There are some reasonable sales, but Jesus H. Yeah, that's the last of the ties gone. Let's go down in order. Little cat ring. This sold on auction for, this is cute, $29.99 plus ship. And the lady also bought this leather travel document, which my postage is all over the place. So that was plus ship, but it's going to go with this, which was free ship. It's like a vintage leather travel document thing, passport, vaccination, air ticket, real leather made in England, 15 quid. I'm going to be more choosy with my leathers as well there. Karen had someone bitching yesterday as their order hadn't been posted yesterday. She paid for on Friday evening. Oh God, people are ridiculous. £8 per ship. That's been on since last December. A brooch. £10. Oh, what's that? What does that say? £10, £10.75. Oh, I think that's an offer accepted plus shipping, but altogether on this it's £10.75. How long has this been on? Since August last year. Quite a nice brooch. It's like a little moss agate, kind of Celtic, kind of, sorry, not brooch, necklace, pendant. Yeah, so lots of cheapies going out. This little, well, no, quite a big one actually, £10 free ship. Huge. This one I actually thought would hang up. So how long had I had that? That ring had been on since January. I thought this would be long tail. It's like a mother of pearl type Shelley thing. It's silver, sterling silver, $19.99 on auction plus ship. That's, you know, kind of the lower end for me because I feel it's not thick. It's nice and statement, but it's not thick silver. I'm going to have to box that well as well because it looks delicate. A miracle brooch. This in total, I think there's an offer on this. Total £16.20. That's including shipping. Love these little fellas. Hoping none of these come back as well. Standard silver ring, £20 free ship. That was a buy it now while I was away. Celtic kind of weave. Yeah, 20. That's about the lowest I can go at the moment, but you know. So I don't know what I'm going to do with the stuff that it's going to be a case of just recouping some of the money, to be honest. This little Pegasus, £15 free ship. It's a brooch. It's only tiny, £15, and that's been on since March this year. So, and the last one, buy it now, cat brooch, £15 free ship. Is this the one with? Yeah, I don't know if you can see that. He's got a little fish in his belly. You can see that down there. It's quite cute. I've sold a couple of these before. Yeah, and that's it. That's a week's worth of sales bar the curtains that went out. Oh, morning, Rosie. I'm just wrapping up now. Yeah, let me know how your sales have been, Rosie, for the week. Yeah, so yeah, going forwards, I feel like I'm just trying to clear as much as I can whilst it's possible. And I can't believe I'm saying that in Q4. And then I've dropped the shop level. I'm going to be bundling up this week. So on the new shop level, I think it's 250 listings by it now and 50 or 300. I can't remember. I think it's 250 and then 50 auctions. And I use the auctions, but only on a price that, I'm happy that I would have had us buy it now, and just to use them just to hopefully catch a few more people that like buying by auction, not just buy it now. And then, the tricky thing is, the fun is the sourcing, isn't it? Well, the fun is also getting the sales, but they're a bit thin on the ground at the moment. I really want to go sourcing, but I can't justify it. I've got stock here and I'm trying to get rid. And I will obviously, I will go sourcing, but I'm going to have to be really choosy because it's pointless buying more of the same kind of stock that's not selling. I need to look at really carefully at what's selling, to be honest. Not spend too much on it, and be very choosy in particular. Yeah, that's the plan going forwards. And yeah, I don't know what. eBay must be generally tanking, I think, because so many people contacted me saying, yeah, sales are for, payday weekend, especially in Q4, shocking. So yeah, I'd say keep researching, see what's actually selling, get it as cheap as you can. And that's got to be the way forward for the moment. Right. Thank you for joining me, everybody. Half an hour. That's all right, isn't it? Yeah. Have a good week. I hope you get some sales in. Oh, Rosie, not too best. Higher priced items sold. So I'm good. Oh, that's good. Karen, hoping to be clear by the end of the year. To be honest, yeah, that would be nice, wouldn't it? Can you imagine just selling through all your stock and then starting on a fresh leaf next year? I'd like that. Yeah. So I get bored. You know what I'm like? I get bored shitless. So yeah, I will be out and about. Right. Oh, morning, Peter. I'm just going. Yeah, I'll probably pop into your live. Have a delightful week, everyone. Thanks, Neil. Yeah, have a good week. Happy Halloween. Oh, give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed, and bye-bye. Don't die.